gentlemen, the following presentation is brought to you by Mr. Main Event Brian Waters and the real Dwayne Alley. The Wrestling Wrealm, the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Off the top rope, I dwell in the wrestling realm. Like Jake stay in the snake pit and Kane be in hell. Like Taker stay in the graveyard and Punk in the shy. Call me Snooker cause I'm super and fly. You can hate all you want, but I'm flossing. The Miz said I'm awesome, and I'm upholding the law just like the big boss man. With Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen, toss you over the border like Hernandez, Mandez, pressing the stands. It's the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Hitman like Hawk, but I'm not from Calgary. I'm all about the bill, so let that gold dust shower me, empower me like Farouk and the nation. If you don't know your history, then you should change the station. But if you do, you can cruise to YouTube / the wrestling realm. Your lessons are stale. Say the same old lines, man, you destined to fail. Like the Shockmaster or the wrestler Nails. I'm a heartbreak kid, and my bid to be champion is unmatched. Anybody step, I'm face planting them. With Mr. Main Event and the real Dwayne, you the sisters of love, we the powers of pain. You see we coming with a spear while you're monkey flipping. It's Brian Waters, Dwayne Allen, and your boy Trenton. And that's just how the story goes. That's just how the story goes. It's the wrestling realm, baby. The Wrestling Wrealm. Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen. And I'm your boy Trent CMG. You know what it is, baby. Let's go.
They had it in the cage.
Yeah, and Austin had hopped over. And I was like, why did they bring that?
My bad. I'm thinking of King of Ring. King of Ring, they did give Kane the Attitude Era belt.
Right.
But the European belt was still looked the same. The tag team titles looked the same. So I was kind of confused when I looked at the Intercontinental title, but it grew on me, and it was just like, okay, it's a nice belt, and I liked it, but it still wasn't this one. That's why I made this my second belt, because like I was looking through, I should say third belt. I was looking through, it's like, okay.
Just keep on neglecting the ECW title. You knew that was coming. You shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have messed up.
Well, I was when I looked at it, and I was like, okay, which one do I want to get next? Mm-hmm. And I eventually will get that Intercontinental title.
Yeah,
but this right here,
right.
This is what, like you said, what we grew up on, and this will always be my favorite. So to see Cody, somebody who's relatively the same age as us, come out with this belt.
Right.
Remember, I was like, yo, you was the first person to phone I hit. Like, yo, you see this? He got the belt.
I was tripping. I was like, man, let me see this. And I was like, wow, I didn't see that coming. And I thought about that. I said, this is a couple years back, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, when are they going to change the IC title? It's been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. And it didn't happen no time soon, so I didn't think anything of it.
I think people will be... They're more accepting. People say they want to see a new belt, WWE Championship, all the time.
Right.
I think they're more accepting to going back to this one than going to a new design.
Yeah. And
more will rather, if they had to choose, would probably rather go to it. I don't say obviously everybody would love to see the Winged Eagle back.
Right.
But they wouldn't mind seeing a new design. I think you probably would have kind of upset people if you would have went, because this was just straight WWE.
Right.
This is straight WWE. You look at it all the way.
Right.
So,
this was at one point my all-time, and it's still, it's up in the air, my all-time favorite belt, because, like you said, watch out, you got stuff by it. Yeah. He's got lint on his face. Like,
stop. Watch out.
Oh, like I ain't want you not just. But this was my all-time favorite belt for the longest time. When they got rid of it, I was thoroughly pissed.
Okay.
I hated the new design. It was little. It was purple. I was like, yo, I really hated it. Like, I was like, I didn't, I swear I could have cussed. I probably did. Potty mouth child. I just.
Not you.
Yeah, I'm sure I belled a few. You feel me? I was like, oh, I was not a fan of the IC title. So like recently, like 2004, when I think either when Shelton Benjamin or Randy Orton had got the title.
Okay.
Because it was when they finally made it bigger,
and
I was like, okay, at least it looks bigger now. But that little medium belt, purple at WWF, I was thoroughly disgusted. I was like, son, bring back my belt. Austin, I hate your guts, because he threw it over the river and it came out that little purple, little miniature thing by the size of this piece of paper. I was pissed, yo. I did not like it. I was thoroughly hurt. But, you know what I'm saying? But I liked it, you know, like if you look at it over the years, it got bigger and I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my favorite titles, regardless. I was always like, I have a video, which and I hope I can find it, of it's hopefully it can go on the restaurant documentary. Me and my brother cut promos when we were kids.
Boy!
And I got like a scarf on and my shades and like the biker gloves like Shawn Michaels. And I wanted to be the IC champion. Like my brother was like, he was always the world champion. I was always the IC champion because I always loved the IC title. Hands down. And it's crazy. As much as I was arguing about Shawn Michaels, he was the reason that I wanted to be IC champion because he made it seem that cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I is one of the champions that's been near and dear to me. It's been rough watching it lately, and like you will see shades of it getting life again. Like with Wade Barrett, you think, okay, Wade Barrett's, you know, he's on a rise. You know, maybe this will be good, but then it, you know, the Ezekiel Jackson story took off, and it was like, yeah, you know, it's just cool, but it's like you can't not give it to him because you, like you said, we want to see Big Z get it. You know, we always supporting the brothers anyway. But then, like I said, after a while, I was just like, why do you have it? And even when Cody Rhodes beat him, I was like, this is phony. I was like, how the heck is he going to beat Ezekiel Jackson?
With a kick.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, this is dumb. But then after a while, when Cody Rhodes revamped himself and brought back their title, at first I wasn't convinced, but then they redid it again, and I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, this guy's the real deal. You know what I mean?
I'm going to close this out, and I want to ask you this. Who was your favorite Intercontinental Champion? Like, if you had to look back at it, and you may name a couple.
Oh, boy. You always want to ask the tough questions, Mr. Journalist.
If you had to say, who's your favorite, which one, when they was Intercontinental Champion, were you probably the most attached to?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah. I can't say the eyes of Shawn Michaels. I was a fan more of Shawn Michaels' IC title run post suspension more than his world title run. I didn't see much of his world title run. And I didn't see much of his IC title because, like I said, I didn't have access to anything either. No internet, no pay-per-views. I was same thing tapes. I was going back and forth to Hollywood Video or Blockbuster, and you know, trying to get as many tapes as I saw of pay-per-views and stuff like that.
Right.
And I just remember more of his IC title. I remember the first ladder match him and Bret Hart had. That might have been one of the first ladder matches I've seen in my entire life.
Okay.
Granted, the first one I saw back in '94, '95. If even then, I don't remember what year it was. I saw that sleepover with my buddy, and somebody bought it for me, and they put it on, and I was just like, and I always knew who Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels was because wrestling's been around me forever.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels was the guy that made me want to be IC champion. Like I was like, yeah, I'm the IC champion because of, you know, Shawn Michaels swag, I guess you would call it. So.
Mine, I would have to say, it's probably Razor Ramon.
I thought you were going to say Kurt Hennig.
Well, see, you got to remember, at that time, and I'm, like I said, I'm talking about where at time, you know, we're talking about time in our lives. Where we were, you know, when Kurt Hennig, I was still younger, and, you know, everything was Hogan.
Oh,
Hogan,
yeah,
you know.
I guess that does make sense.
But probably Razor Ramon. When he was the Intercontinental Champion, it was like, you know, when I watched him win it, you know, I watched him go from a bad guy, because I didn't like him when he was a heel, when he was teaming Ric Flair.
Right.
I watched him win the title, and then I remember when he lost it. I mean, him and Shawn had their battle. I was happy he won it. Then when he lost it to Jeff Jarrett, I was thoroughly pissed. And I was pissed he didn't get it at WrestleMania 11. And then when he would get the belt back, I was happy. Again, then he loses to Goldust. You know, but I think out of all these guys on this list and that's not on this list, I think his is the one that I was attached to the most. You know, yeah, I'm a huge Jerichoholic, and I was a fan of his IC title runs, but it was more so like, yeah, I'm glad Jericho got the belt, but all right, whatever. You know, I'm gonna see Jericho go on bigger things. But I was like probably attached to Razor Ramon becoming the Intercontinental Champion.
So you must have felt really good once he won that ladder match.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, I told you, my cousin came over that WrestleMania 10, and I said, hey, I'm watching wrestling.
Like, listen, bro, I know you want to come and hang, but wrestling's on, so don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of our Intercontinental Championship Series. Make sure you check us out on, let me get it started. You ready?
Here we go.
pwjournal.wordpress.com, ultimatesportstalk.com, obviously, Facebook. Just type in Wrestling Wrealm, join the group. We have fun. And then last but not least, Twitter, which is at Wrestling Realm.
The tweezer.
If you have any questions, email us at wrestlingrealm@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to answer them. Make sure you check out Podcast of Pain, hosted by my boy Charlie Speed and E-Rock, where you can find them at Podcast of Pain on Twitter. And make sure you send them questions at podcastofpain.live.com. Also, make sure you check out lovelifemedia.com, where you'll find your one-stop shop for anything that has to deal with media. Fashion, sports, you name it, they got it. If you love life, go to Love Life Media.
I happen to love life.
Me too.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance, go into the Facebook page, the Facebook group, the Wrestling Realm Facebook group, and let us know what you think. What is your idea about these top 25 champs? The post is already up, but I'm sure we'll put up another one. Let us know what you think about this list. Who would you put on? Who would you take off? And I mean, that's what we do. We rap wrestling, and we have a good time debating and hearing each other's views. So that's what I encourage you guys to do.
And the whole Intercontinental Championship Series is not over.
Not at all.
Because we will be bringing you. You want to do 25? You want to do 10? I mean,
We'll figure it out.
Well, we're going to bring you our top Intercontinental Champions. And if we know it's going to be controversial, that's why we're going to do it.
Absolutely. Controversy creates cash.
Exactly. So, until then, he is the remarkable, the impeccable, the real Dwayne Allen. I am Mr. Main Event Brian Waters. Till then, so long, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following presentation is brought to you by Mr. Main Event